How's it going, everyone? And we covered the PlayStation Plus Extra Catalog update in yesterday's video, and I was a little bit down on it, but you know what? They're adding another game to it that I do think makes it quite a bit better, and that is yet another Rockstar game. Now, with it being a Rockstar game, you do have to keep some things in mind, like the fact it probably won't be in the service for that long. Rockstar games, whenever they get added, they seem to get added for a 6-month window. Now, this is an older Rockstar title, so maybe it'll be there for a lengthier bit of time, but it is Red Dead Redemption 1. So, the big news came out yesterday that, in fact, this year, once again, just like every other year, even though Rockstar releases one new game, I should say, every century, or really, every decade, nowadays we only get one major game from them every 8 to 9 years. If you actually look at their calendar, they're pretty good about releasing something new every year. Obviously, they'll make their passive revenue off of Grand Theft Auto Online, but in 2024, we had the release of Red Dead Redemption on PC. In 2023, we had the release of Red Dead Redemption on PS4 and Nintendo Switch. 2022, I believe it was the GTA trilogy that got re-released. Every year, they're able to re-release the same games, and with RDR1, it has been, we'll just drip feed you more updates and more reasons to monetize the same game over and over again, and that is what we're getting here once again. Rockstar Games will release Red Dead Redemption for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, iOS, and Android on December the 2nd. The company has officially announced. Now, how about this? It is going to be a free upgrade on PlayStation 4, Switch, and Xbox One digital releases. Xbox actually never got the re-release for Red Dead Redemption when it came out on PS4 and Nintendo Switch because it was backwards compatible with the original 360 version, and it was already like up-res and everything like that. So, this is a cool release. However, I have been waiting for Red Dead Redemption 2, and I think that's what most people are waiting on, because what is an upgrade really going to offer you on RDR1? RDR1 already runs at 60 frames per second on PlayStation 4. It initially did not, but then they did an update and they did remove the frame rate limiter. So it already runs at 60 frames per second. Yes, they're going to up the visuals a little bit, but it's still RDR1 at the end of the day. The issue now is that RDR2 is capped at 30 frames per second. I know so many people that want to do another playthrough of RDR2, and they don't even really care about the visuals of RDR2 being updated, just the frame rate limit being removed. And now, given that next year it's probably going to be GTA 6, RDR2 might be on the bench for even longer. It might not even be coming out until, 2027? Because next year would be GTA. If they decide to do the one major game release a year, or one new game release a year, which, they don't have to be beholden to that. And you know what? If they really want to have an incredible fiscal year, you could do the RDR2 upgrade in quarter two-ish. Like, let's say quarter 2 of 2026, tons of people will be buying that, and then by the fall of next year, you'll release GTA 6. Fingers crossed it comes out in the fall of next year, and you can get 2 big releases, because the RDR2 upgrade is gonna be way bigger than the RDR1 upgrade, this upgrade here. RDR1 as a re-release was kind of cool, but even that, I don't think was this massive release, given how much they fumbled the initial release. It was capped at 30 frames per second and all that, but also, the upgraded release of Red Dead Redemption 1, free upgrade, and it will be available via PlayStation Plus's game catalog. That is PS Plus Extra. There was some confusion going around that this was going to be on PS Plus Essential. It is not. It's a PS Plus Extra title, and, we don't know how long it's going to be available for. I would say probably 6 months. Like, 6 months is usually that window that these games usually arrive for on PS Plus, that being the Rockstar title. So we'll see how that turns out. The iOS and Android versions will also be playable free with a Netflix subscription. So pretty cool addition there. Netflix continuing to try to up their game offerings. Step into the events immediately following the blockbuster Red Dead Redemption 2 and the critically acclaimed tale of John Marston's journey to bury his bloodstained past and its zombie horror companion Undead Nightmare fight to find a cure for the zombie plague that has overrun the frontier. Undead Nightmare is awesome. I would imagine most of you guys that have played RDR1 have played Undead Nightmare at this point, but I thought Undead Nightmare was great, and I would love to see, dude, Rockstar, if you're not going to put out a game regularly, particularly, I know that there was GTA 5 DLC in development. I don't know if RDR2 DLC was ever even thought about, but why not? Like, stuff like that would do incredibly well, and it doesn't have to be anything that big, but if you can offer 10 to 15 hours of more content, and then you could re-release the games, like, y'all are about re-releasing the same game over and over again. The idea of doing an expansion at $20 to $30 and then selling that expansion, and then when the time comes, doing an upgraded release or a Game of the Year edition release, like, that just makes a lot of sense to me. But for whatever reason, they haven't really been doing that anymore. GTA 4, they did do that with episodes from Liberty City, and then RDR1 with Undead Nightmare. They didn't do that with GTA 5 or Red Dead 2, which I just think is a missed opportunity. I don't know, maybe they just believe all of their resources should be put towards online and monetizing online and figuring out how to make all the passive revenue off of that. But I just think, you know, to keep some goodwill with your player base that only wants to play single player, I think that would be a great route to go. And we know that they could drop top-level single-player expansions as well. But nevertheless, it's also coming to Netflix and mobile. More players than ever before will be able to experience these classics and take Marston's journey with them wherever they go. Red Dead Redemption's debut on compatible iOS and Android devices, which includes mobile-friendly control options. Netflix members will also be able to download and play these versions on December 2nd as a part of their subscription. Updates and enhancements for current consoles. Players on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S can look forward to a smooth 60 frames per second, enhanced image quality, HDR support, and resolutions of up to 4K on Switch 2. We've also taken full advantage of this new hardware with support for DLSS, HDR, mouse controls, and the same fluid 60 frames per second gameplay at high resolution. Free upgrades on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and Switch 2 as well. Like, this is an upgrade you really can charge money for. Look, we've seen a lot of instances of Rockstar getting away with high price points. This is one, dude. It already runs at 60 frames per second. I think it would have been a super slimeball move if they never dropped the 30 frames per second update on RDR1, and then they decided to turn around and do like a $10 upgrade for RDR on PS5 and Xbox Series. Thankfully, they did not do that, but I think they could have easily done that given how they just operate. And the Rockstar games are at a very high level. Like, I get that to an extent, but at some point, you gotta be like, all right there, buddy, relax a little bit, and how about we get the upgrades? And I very fully expect them to charge for the Red Dead 2 upgrade, so it is what it is. I will also say that Nate the Hate has reiterated that RDR2 is still gonna happen. Like, yeah, it's going to happen. All of these things ultimately happen. Guys, we're talking about Half-Life 3 actually happening with the Steam machine. That's what I truly believe in gaming. If there's something that people really, really want, and I'm talking about things like Red Dead 2 getting an upgrade, things like Half-Life 3, things like the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Remember when the Final Fantasy VII Remake felt like a pipe dream, and now we're heading into, you know, the third part is probably going to be revealed here soon. Ultimately, I really do believe all of these things happen. It's just, you know, are you going to be alive for those things to happen? That's really the question. Like, yeah, it will happen at some point. Rockstar is going to have it in their back pocket whenever they want to drop the RDR2 upgrade. It's not going to be like it's this vast undertaking. It's not a brand new game. They'll drop it, they'll make a lot of money on it, and we'll be good to go. That's why I fully believe that at some point, the Bloodborne remaster or remake, whatever it ends up being, I do believe that will ultimately happen, because things that are verified money printers, I feel like will always happen. However, a lot of the times we are just kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and part of me just feels like in a case like Red Dead 2's upgrade, in a case like Bloodborne, those are just items that they're gonna have in their back pocket forever, and guess what? Waiting even longer makes people want them even more. That's just how these things work. And I think beyond anything else, if Half-Life 3 does get announced here soon, at that point, all bets are off. Like, anything can absolutely happen. I mean, we're coming up on the release of Metroid Prime 4 as well. For a long time, nobody thought that was gonna happen. All of these things ultimately do happen. It's just we're kept waiting and waiting and waiting. But that is gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Red Dead 2 is still gonna happen, but Red Dead 1 getting an upgrade here in just a couple of weeks. And look at that! They revealed this upgrade out in a couple weeks. I really do feel like Red Dead 2's upgrade is going to be handled pretty similarly as far as that's concerned. But let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.